Did you sleep, everybody? Start talking.
It's very cold.
Sausages in a little tin can. In a little cabin, you mean? In a little cabin.
I thought you liked the cuddle.
I did like the cuddle. Yeah, not too bad.
Africa 2025. In the previous episode, you watched us enjoy what was for me one of the most memorable travel experiences of my long career. And now we're off to Tashinga, on the southern shores of Lake Kariba in the Matusadona National Park, which turned out to be one of the most amazing, epic and memorable campsites of my long career. That's an elephant.
So we're busy setting up camp at Tashinga. Quentin and Lindsay. Lindsay looking her most elegant. Kate and Cam. Kate doing the kariba scratch.
Gwyn is, of course, referring to the crossing of Lake Kariba
And,
on a catamaran.
Go for it, Cam.
That's in the previous
He's
episode.
very, very professional with us still at this point. He hasn't been around us long enough to just chill. So we need to come and annoy him.
Come and annoy me.
Yes.
I've had good practice.
This is Graham Sharp of 16 Degrees South.
Drive. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was good. It was very good.
Graham is our guide for this part of the trip and has been an enormous help in setting up our trip so far.
Always a good thing.
Yeah.
And
The
loads
theme of this trip, eh? Elephants everywhere you've been.
elephants and hippo.
Hippos.
Yeah.
Tonight you're going to have impala. 'Cause it's the rutting.
The grand tour in their 2023 expedition through Zimbabwe used Graham as their main guide. He has a few stories to tell about
No
that.
shortage of midnight disturbances.
This gentleman is doing, he's putting up Starlink. And there he goes, winding away. And leveling, is it level? It's a new leveling question, whether Starlink is going to find a satellite. And I think it's time I gave this camera to somebody else. And there she goes. There she goes.
Our time at Tashinga was extraordinary and has been shared on two separate videos. One was a live show where an elephant pitched up and photobombed our live show. And the second was an extraordinary sighting of an unidentified aerial phenomenon. So we're sitting having our coffee, but there's a little bit of magic taking place over there. Look at his tusks. They're massive tusks. You rarely see tusks that big. He's noticed us. We have the wind behind us so he can smell us. For much of the day, this is what we did. I did some data dumps of footage from the trip. Not a lot happening, a perfect time for me to do the data transfer from all of the different camera cards. But the following day, we decided to do something a little bit more, well, we needed exercise.
We're going to pop.
Here we go.
Talk to me, Andrew.
Because we've all been really lazy slobs all yesterday doing absolutely nothing, which was very, very nice, we're now going to go and get some exercise. and walk in the bush with some professional guides. Walking in the bush is not new to Gwyn and I. We'll take a short drive to reach our starting point, but the wonderful thing about walking in the bush is that there is a tension in the air. We are, after all, walking in areas where there are a lot of wild and potentially dangerous animals.
It's a little safety chat. We're on a walk again. A bit different to minor pools in the vegetation that you've seen. It's a bit thicker, it's a bit greener up here. So we're typically going to walk a bit more cautiously. I'm going to use my ears as well as my eyes, because often the first time you'll understand if there's game around is when you hear something. So if you do see me stop and listen, don't be alarmed. I'm just picking up the environment. We've got Richard at the back. If we're in a situation where we come into something and we need to extract, then Richard will lead us off the back, and I'll be dealing with whatever's happening. Key points for us: we don't want to run, you want to listen to me. I'll make eye contact with you guys. I might be quite firm in what I'm asking you to do. Get to a tree, move to the left, walk back, let's move quickly, let's keep still, let's crouch down. So you just need to listen to me, just need to understand the environment. What we don't want in a situation is where someone goes off that direction, someone goes off this direction. It just becomes very difficult for you to handle the situation. If you see something, just whistle, throw a pebble at me, pick your fingers, works well. We're going to get along a river line with some water and some pools, try and look out for some aquatic birds, and try and pick up some game coming down to drink. But any questions, let me know. We'll stop along the way. We're only about 2.5 km from the pan, so it's not a long walk, but depending on how we meander and what wildlife we see, we might have to. It's not going to be a direct line. Alright, any questions? Alright, good to have you out there. Let's stretch our legs a bit.
Thank you.
That's a bit different to what used to happen in the Okavango when we were there. Firstly, there were no guns. The guides would have shot themselves. And secondly, our little speech was, if you see a lion, stand still. If you see an elephant, climb a tree. If you see buffalo. But if you see a buffalo, climb a tree. If you see an elephant, I can't remember what you did for an elephant, but anyway, that was our little speech. None of this other stuff. So yeah, very different.
The game trail down there that I picked up, it's a lot easier to walk on a trail, so we will try and, it might take me 10-15 minutes to pick up a trail that is going in the right direction. And then, so just keep your voices down to a hush, please. And then if we do get close to something, just watch where you step, you put your feet. Sometimes you're stepping on a branch at the wrong time can get everyone's attention.
It's a wild hibiscus. Isn't that just exquisite?
Now, the animals we could encounter clearly are elephant. We saw several on the track here. Kudu. A lot of lion in this area.
Become a problem when they just go through areas where they've killed a whole lot of trees. Along the Zambezi River, they don't have any natural predators. No one eats them, they're quite bitter. You'll see these yellow canopies.
Are they indigenous?
Things are now becoming a little bit tense as we approach the pan. Graham believes that there will be elephants watering. So we're taking this slowly and carefully and silently. I can see the water through a break in this very thick Mapani scrub that we've been walking through. hands together. Let's go around. And to our delight, on our return back to camp, we have company. This is the very same elephant that yesterday photobombed our live show. That video is linked above. Another close encounter that you just simply cannot experience from the relatively sanitized environment of a lodge. It's well into the afternoon and time for another activity. We're going fishing. Sometimes I wonder why we do this, but, you know, what the hell. Here I am again, fishing on camera. I have vision in my head of the chicken that was cooked at lunchtime in preparation for a chicken pasta that we're having for supper, and now you can see how much faith the cooks had in our ability to catch fish on camera.
Quite looking forward to the pasta, to be honest.
Yeah, they're not stupid.
Cam?
Let's call it what it is. Ah, yes.
Look, an elephant. I mean, impala. Right, so what are we eating?
We're doing rice with broccoli and lemon herb chicken. We cooked it all basically before we left because we knew we were going to be late back. So we barbecued the bride, the chicken, and cooked the rice. I've just cooked the broccoli, it's in there, a little bit of broccoli. And now I'm just kind of amalgamizing, which is what Robert used to say at Delta Camp. And then we'll eat.
It was then that Graham, Gwyn and I witnessed something in the sky that we could not explain. We are filming this, folks, because we are witnessing a UFO right here. Now, there is a camera I set up about 2 hours ago, maybe a little less, over there. This is where Gwyn, Graham and I witnessed an unidentified aerial phenomenon in the west. That full story is really worth watching. It is a separate video on this channel.
So today is a very, very sad day. And the reason why it's such a sad day...
We are staying right at the forks,
Well, we're leaving Matusadona, which means we're now leaving Kariba. Kariba is unexplainably fantastic.
Place to stop. Oh, we've just come to a place to stop, but we're just going to do a toilet break.
Okay. You do know that when the moment, and this happens to me, it's incredible, incredible. We have not been speaking on the radio at all for the last hour. We start recording, the radio comes on, bang, bang, bang. Happened on the Canning stock, it happens on convoys. It's a weird thing. If I start filming, people start talking.
I think there's a message in that, but we'll leave it there.
Okay, well, very, very funny. Yes, so, carry on. You were waxing lyrical about Kariba.
Oh, it's amazing. It is absolutely sublime wildlife experience. Apart from just being so scenically beautiful, the greens and the oranges and the blue and just absolutely magnificent. The wildlife encounters, the elephant, the hippo, the croc, it's completely next level. Zimbabwe's going to have to work really hard now, Chizarira and Hawangi, to come anywhere close to what our Kariba experience has been, in my view. What do you say?
I say we've got about a 6-hour drive today. It's mostly first, second and third gear, twisty, winding tracks.
Beautiful river that we're crossing. Very pretty.
See what I mean? I start talking, they start talking.
Back on the road.
I'm stopping now.
Carry on telling us about these winding tracks.
So Quentin is in the lead. He has a paper map and a GPS map. I have T4A on an iPad, and Cameron is behind with another GPS. I think it's a Garmin, I'm not sure, tracking us from behind. So I don't have to do too much navigation. I'm relaxing, which is quite nice for me actually. Yeah. Oh, look, a mud hole. It's a beautiful drive, isn't it?
Absolutely gorgeous. Quite technical in places, which is good for you guys, but really, really just beautiful. Trees.
Look. We're going to a place called Chizarira.
Chizarira.
We're leaving, we're actually climbing now. A lot of the film shots from our campsite and on the lake, you see in the far distance, in the southerly area, the high hills. We are now driving on top of those high hills right now. We're actually going over them.
I'm going left at the fork, Cami, which looks like it goes to that little road that you're talking about. So I'll just keep going for a bit.
See? Started talking.
Just repeat for a sec.
The road is slow going and rough and crosses a lot of rivers.
This river here, Graham warned us, this determines if we can come this way or not. If we can't go this way, you've got to go all the way around and then back up. That's that dog leg. Yeah.
Have you walked it?
Not yet. I was about to.
It looks quite firm, but then again it could be incredibly soft.
Yep. Now I'm going to walk it now. I mean,
So-
that's muddy and marshy as
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'll walk it first.
Okay. Well, and we're going to get our Jaffa cakes in the
Are
oven.
these going to the travel buddy?
It's here that we've taken a bit of a risk. If this was flooded, and there was no way of finding out if it was going to be flooded, it would have added another 3.5 hours at least to the day's drive. So I'm very relieved that it's not flooded, but how soft is it? That looks very promising. What you doing?
Well, yesterday Quentin and I made some jaffles on the fire. Chicken, it's a chili chicken with bacon and cheese jaffles, which is for our pat course. For people who don't speak Afrikaans, pat is road and course is food, so your road food. And we're going to put them in the travel buddy now, and in half an hour we're going to have warm pies.
Go ahead. Right, let's have a look here.
Okay. Let's take that out.
But that's
I'm just gonna stack up.
yeah.
We decided we wouldn't stop to eat. We're going to eat on the road because we still got quite a way to go, and we want to get to Chizarira early rather than late. Bon appetit.
The road is black because of the coal dust falling from the trucks. It's incredibly rough and dusty and quite horrible. And we've probably got about, my guess is, it's a little after 12, we've probably got 3 to 3.5 hours left. And the last bit has actually been very, very slow. Driving through tiny little villages with people, little primary school, little stores that are closed and boarded up. Very remote part actually of Zimbabwe. Not a lot of people live here in this area. The locals earn their income mainly from subsistence farming, and a few sell firewood to errant motorists such as us.
Hello. Hi. Can we buy some firewood? $1 per bundle. Yes. Yeah?
This is mapani, incredibly hard, beautiful wood for a fire. Almost all of the bushes and trees around us are mapani, so there's no shortage of it.
How was the drive, Kate?
Good. Really beautiful. Challenging. Much better than Tar with all the trucks, but the view's been worth it.
But further down the track, this really surprised us. This is a family. They've created a little lay-by, a place to wander around. There's nothing to buy, but there's lots to see, smell, and hear. It doesn't cost anything to wander around.
That is a really, that is a beautiful, what's it called? It's
What
a
is
philodendron. You know the name?
But our donation to the family was considerably higher than the price of the 2 bundles of firewood.
Albina. Did I say it wrong? Albina. Is that right? Elina. Albina. Oh, goodness. And how old are you? 10. 10, like me. 10. Hey, 10. And you must be about 6, 7. 9. Oh, it's a big 3. 3. Yeah. 3. Okay, we have to do nice high fives.
Yeah.
But they can't be small ones, they've got to be big ones. You ready? No, 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 no. No! Boom.
Yeah, maybe
One
she's
more.
feel
Bigger.
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 Yeah.
Again, that is something that is undiluted when you do self-drive. If you were to experience this in a group TripAdvisor setting, this wouldn't happen. It would be set up, staged. This, what you've seen here, is the real remote Zimbabwe. And isn't it wonderful?
You wouldn't get that at a lodge, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
No,
No,
yeah, you wouldn't.
it was absolutely delightful.
Yeah,
Absolutely
absolutely
charming.
delightful. And the laughter of the kids. It's just it's so wonderful.
And if it wasn't for biosecurity in Australia, I would be taking that pink philodendron home, absolutely. Oh, promise, we're not bringing any plants into the country. But man, it's tempting.
As the road becomes steeper and hillier, we know we're about to enter Chizarira National Park. After some brief formalities at the entrance gate, we arrive at our camping site. It has been a long and very tiring, rough day in the cars.
So we have arrived at... Oh, I'm too tired.
It's not a particularly spacious campsite, so we have to do a bit of manoeuvring to get our vehicles in comfortable positions for sleeping, but it does have a magnificent view. But we haven't been here for 10 or so minutes, and the rangers have come to say hello. And their Land Cruiser has broken down. So the park rangers came to talk to us and welcome us here. Very nice greeting, very nice. But now their Land Cruiser won't start. Holding them because I'm trying to hold a torch as well.
Is this magnetic?
No, I'll give you a magnetic one. Work on the Land Cruiser went well into the evening.
Cameron, are you playing with batteries again?
The problem turned out to be an earth cable attached to the battery. A clear sign of lack of maintenance. The battery was loose. There was no clamp holding it down at all. What was actually holding it down was the earth strap, which had worn through. Land Cruiser's seen better days. A very clear sign of a gross lack of maintenance.
Should I start it?
You don't maintain a vehicle, it's going to break down. Chizarira. This is the Ucheni Gorge View campsite. We are spending the day here today. We will likely go on a game drive. This area is as wild as any in Zimbabwe, and it's teeming with game. Peaceful spot. Very remote, very wild. But how do they look after it? Surely poaching is a problem. Chizarira features some secret weapons against poaching. And they also have 4 legs.
Hey, Tracker. Hello. Hello.
Chizarira National Park is the 4th biggest national park in Zimbabwe, and it's definitely the wildest. A lot of people come here because it is really just as it would have been 100 years ago. The wildlife here is not accustomed to people in the same way that it is if you're driving through a more popular national park. They behave more naturally, and it's a magical place. And of course the landscape is absolutely breathtaking. The gorges and the mountains even there's no equal. There's nothing like it, certainly in Zimbabwe, probably most of Africa.
It's a surprise. We weren't prepared for puppies. We thought we'd take on 4 dogs, now we have 9. And that's why the kennel is double size.
Oh, right.
The whole kennel plan changed. Yes, we're doing quite well. Right? So we're going to train the puppies, and so it'll become part of the K9 team.
So the park was once very successful, very, very popular, especially with Zimbabweans. People used to come here a lot to come and see the rhinos. There were hundreds of black rhinos in this national park. And unfortunately, the park ran into problems with resources, and that meant that the rhino population disappeared. The last rhinos were taken to safety some years ago. And the elephant population went from 5,000 down to just a few hundred, through no fault of anybody, just a lack of resources. Running national parks is a very expensive game, and this park wasn't able to attract the money that it needed to keep going. So we came into the park in 2018, and since then I'm pleased to be able to say that working closely with Zim Parks, the Parks Authority, the park has come back to life.
Listen, such an angel, isn't he?
Now it's once again, it's gone from, well, if you came here in 2018, tourists would come here and see nothing. And when they come here now, of course, they see everything, which is wonderful. So the park is back on the map for people to come and see, and now in a safe place for future generations of Zimbabweans and tourists to come and see, which is wonderful. And so we have a very, very clever way of patrolling, even with a small number of people. And it's meant that poaching has gone from something like, well, it's down 93% of the official figures. So it's been a huge success. One of the challenges we have in this national park is that often there are poaching gangs. So we get quite large numbers of people coming in. And trying to catch them can sometimes be a problem, and of course people run. And I always say, when people are running for their lives, it's faster than when you're running for your job. So inevitably, we used to have a large number of escapes. So the solution to that was to bring in a canine unit, because you cannot escape the canines. So we have Malinois dogs in this national park, and we didn't know when we took them on that one of them was pregnant. So now, rather than having the 4 that we aimed for, we now have 9 altogether. So 5 amazing puppies that will be the next generation of law enforcement dogs for Chizarira National Park. One of the things I've learned over the years is that when you have a remote national park, you've got to keep people happy. It's very, very difficult to do, because otherwise you find staff leave quite quickly. So for our senior staff, we have the officers' mess. And the officers' mess is a place where people come and eat and have tea and talk about management issues and all these sorts of things. So it's a very important place. I'll tell the staff. Gentlemen, this book's been sitting on the shelf for some time. One of my favourite books. Do you know who wrote it?
Nothing.
The man standing next to me.
Oh, wow. Really? Oh, wow.
How about that? The author.
Wow.
He's very kindly going to sign it for me.
Okay.
How about that?
Wonderful. Sorry? Don't believe it. All smoke and mirrors.
Those are his parents.
Oh, okay.
These are my parents.
Oh, okay, fantastic. I was hoping there's a family connection. That's great. Thank you, Andrew. That's very kind of you. I've had this book for a long time, and it's a very important one. Actually, we use it for training our drivers as well.
Really?
Yeah, we really do. Thank you very much. That's wonderful.
My pleasure. Nice
Fantastic.
to see a well-worn, battered copy.
Yeah, it is. It is. Thanks so much. It's been really great having you here.
Well, we've packed up our camp, and as beautiful as the gorge camp was, we've heard about another campsite, and we're going to go and have a look.
Really?
Holy smokes!
Holy smokes!
We are looking in a northwesterly direction, and in the far, far distance is Lake Kariba.
Yeah. My vertigo is just...
Yeah, I'm staying behind this table.
Buzz. My feet begin to tingle with vertigo. Does anyone else experience that?
I just feel the urge to jump.
So this is the alternative campsite, and we are going to go and see if we can get this campsite tonight. And we have the sunset over that. Rolling. Right, it's a time lapse. Now, Nobody stand this side in front of the camera, okay? Game sightings at Chizarira were disappointing, mainly on account of the fact that the bush was so thick. But there is wildlife all around us. You just have to look more closely. Back on the road this morning. We had a lovely evening, beautiful, peaceful evening. What a sunset over that valley. And now we've quite a long day ahead of it, between 5 and 6 hours of driving right through Chizarira from north to south. And we're heading for the fabled Hawangi National Park. We've been promised some exclusive campsites. We'll find out what that means. Not the general public campsites, as much as we know at this stage, and we'll be spending 5 nights exploring Hawangi National Park. I don't know what's going on here, but it looks like Lindsay found a crying child at the side of the road. Tell Quentin to stop.
Quentin, stop. What happened, Lindsay?
She was just standing on the side of the road crying. And I just couldn't leave her.
Lost her mummy or...
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. All fine.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? Good. How is Zimbabwe? Very good.
Lovely. Lovely.
Thank you.
The track continues, rough, bumpy, dusty, hour after hour. And then I smell something quite strange and quite alarming. There's nothing wrong with the exhaust. It smells like could be grass, but there's no grass. There's no grass in front, there's no grass underneath, no grass around the exhaust. But it's a very strong, hot, burning smell inside.
Have you got the extinguisher ready?
There's 2 behind my seats.
There's one behind your seat. There's one at the back.
Yeah, we might have to unpack a little bit just to see if we can feel the heat.
And there are a lot of lions in this area. So we've got, don't close it, Gunny. Close it when we've finished the job. What do you think?
It smells very towards the middle and the rear.
Yes.
We're not feeling anything warm on the body.
Okay. Can you climb underneath and smell the clutch?
You don't smell it in the back here, hey? You don't smell it in the back?
No.
So maybe we should just clear out the drags here and then try and find out.
Also just considering electrical. Maybe there's something there that's just not smelling right. I'm going to check underneath while he clears out a little bit.
What you doing up there?
Lion spotting duty in the tall grass. This is breakfast time for lions.
It was a very uncomfortable situation to be in, with the possibility of wild animals, dangerous ones, lurking in the undergrowth around us. We kind of hurried it. We didn't do a particularly thorough job. We really all wanted to get back into the vehicles again, with the idea of perhaps sorting it out at another time. We did not diagnose the problem. I am extremely concerned about this narrow bush track and the threat of wild animals. You could not see them coming. They could be 2 meters off this track and we would not see them.
So we're going to get out the park.
Very, very uncomfortable situation to be in.
The thing about Chizarira is this is a reclaimed park. Not many visitors come here. So the animals are not used to traffic. They're not used to people. They have no fear of people. And
no, they do have fear of people. But they're quite skittish.
They're skittish, but at the same time, we were told a story just a week ago of an incident with a lion in an area that was, populated within the camp. So they're not afraid to go after. I don't know if we should even be saying this.
Soon after leaving Chizarira National Park, it was obvious to us what not being a national park would mean. If it lost national park status, well, it would be turned, quite quickly, into this. All turned into subsistence farming communities. The communities are not short of space, but they are short of things like firewood, and it would be a tragedy if the entire country was turned over to farming like that. Well, the road has deteriorated significantly since we have left the national park. I would barely call this a road.
It doesn't actually feel like a road, it feels more like a riverbed that people just use.
I don't know if the camera picked up, but Cam said over the radio, it doesn't really feel like a road, it feels like a riverbed that people use.
I actually think we should go straight there, Cam.
Did you go left or right at the fork? Do you copy?
Yeah, I'm trying to think which way we actually went. I think we went right.
So you went right.
I'm going to go find the tracks.
Okay, Cammy, where you are now, we're going to go straight. Stay there. Yep.
Our conclusion for Chizarira is that it is like the wild game parks 30 years ago, even 40 years ago. If you are interested in wild, untouched Africa, where you'll be tested as a driver, your vehicle will be tested. It's not extreme, but it's a test of endurance more than anything else.
And some driving ability.
Sure, some driving ability, but it's a sense of it's so wild. The smell did not return, but we would pay quite a high price for not doing a more thorough job finding it. In the next episode, we reach the famed Hwange National Park on the western side of Zimbabwe. And after that, the Victoria Falls.